Rebecca.
Make sure it's slow so you can see me.
Alright, picture this. You're invited to a paintball party to go play paintball. You're feeling excited as you're going. You get all your gear together, you head out to the field with all your friends. You get there, you're talking more about it, you get more excited, more ready to play. So the time comes when you guys all get out to the field and you're grouping up, deciding what you're going to do, and you really start to get nervous. You're walking out thinking, man, what am I doing? I shouldn't be playing this. What happens if I get hit? What if I'm the last alive? And you're just kind of starting to freak out a bit. So then you hear the words go, and everything just goes crazy. There's people running everywhere, paintballs flying through the air. You're not sure who's on your team anymore, so you just hide behind a bunker with somebody else and fend for your life. You're shooting at people you don't even know if they're your teammate or not, or whether the opponents. You're just shooting. So you get up to shoot at somebody, and wham, smacked in the back of the head. And suddenly you think, oh, that wasn't so bad. I'm ready for the next game. Let's go do this. So that was my first experience playing paintball, or at least pretty darn close. Now, to kind of give you an idea of how, or a little bit of background on paintball. It started out as guns for marking trees and cattle for various reasons. And currently, paintball is adapted into a recreational and a competitive sport. There are two main branches of paintball. The first one is the most well-known from the outside world, those that aren't avid paintball players. It's called woodsball. This is one that's played in big areas, generally big groups of friends that are playing at parties. And this is played recreationally and in big scenario games with lots of people, kind of to simulate war. Then the other version is speedball, and this is more where the competitive side comes in. This is a small enclosed area, generally around 170 by 150 feet. It's close quarters, fast-paced, and it involves the use of air bunkers. So, that being said, paintball involves a large amount of gear that is used for various reasons, whether it be safety, performance, or honestly just looking good. So for me, paintball is my favorite sport or hobby. I played it for the first time roughly 9 or 10 years ago, and I've been playing avidly for about two to three times a month for about 4 to 5 years. I've played on multiple teams, played multiple tournaments, including a national tournament in Chicago, which was awesome. I also have a YouTube channel that I dedicated to uploading a lot of paintball videos, whether it be reviews or just gameplay. So, that being said, I'm going to go through and just kind of explain a little bit about the gear for a typical speedball player to use. So, starting off, you got your cleats. This is kind of what it's like for every sport. Almost everybody uses cleats. Self-explanatory, to get good grip, be able to easily run around. So that's, there's not too much new with that. Moving up, you have knee pads. Now these, when it comes to players in the back, aren't as important because they're generally standing the whole time. However, front players are often crawling around and on their knees a lot. So they play an important part in keeping the players safe, able to play longer. Now you have slider shorts. They're exactly what they say. They protect kind of your hips, so again, keep you from getting hurt. They also have rim protection. Nobody wants to get hit there. Doesn't feel good. So, that's that. And there's the paintball pants. And these are for, not only for protection, but also to keep you in the game longer. They're nice and baggy, so if a player gets shot in the legs, there's a better chance of the paintball breaking, because in general, when you play, you're not out until you get shot and the ball breaks. If the ball bounces, you're still good. So these also have a whole bunch of pockets for various other little things to hold. And then they have knee padding to, again, kind of help protect your knees a bit. Next up is pod pack and the pods. So these individual pods each carry about 140 rounds. In the typical speedball game, a player will shoot 2 to 3, and that's just playing around during a tournament or like a practice. A player can shoot anywhere from 4 to 10. So it's really important. This goes around the back like so. Straps up there, and it allows the player to reload and be able to shoot more. Next is elbow pads. And these, they do protect your elbows, but they do more than just that. That forearms are one of the most exposed parts of the body when you're playing, because that's how a paintball gun, or how a paintball player holds their gun. It exposes their forearms almost every time they aim out to shoot. So these not only protect the player when they're diving or sliding, but they also help to draw bounces, so again the player can stay in for a longer period of time. And there's the gloves, and the main purpose of these is just to kind of protect your hands, because getting shot in the hands really hurts, whether or not you believe it, it does. Also kind of to help out with bounces, but again, mostly for the whole pain factor. Next you got jersey, and again, like almost every other sport, all have jerseys, and they're used for, in paintball, they're used to help with bounces. Again, like I said, they're baggy. They also have some padding on it, which helps take out a little bit of the sting, but again is mainly for bounces, and then have a name, number on the back, so the players are able to be easily identified. And moving on just a bit more, you got your mask. This is solely for the protection of the face, mouth, eyes, because obviously if you don't have eyes, and you get your eyes shot out, you can't play. There's other things that kind of help out. Like this specific mask has rubber bottoms, so again, if the player gets shot, there's a better chance of the ball bouncing versus breaking and then being eliminated. So that's that. Probably one of the most important, if not the most important, piece of equipment. And then moving up to the top, the last actual wearable thing are head wraps and headbands. Generally these, for tournament players at least, are layered in twos, and they mainly just protect the forehead, you know, kind of for good looks too, but mainly to protect your forehead. And then, last but not least, there's the actual marker setup. And don't worry, this isn't loaded, it's not aired up, it's just kind of for show. So, starting off up here, you have the hopper. This is what holds the paint, or the paintballs. It's, self-explanatory. It also, this specific one is electronic, so it feeds the balls into the gun to allow the player to be able to shoot at a higher rate of fire. This is the air tank. This is the most common size that's used. It's 68 cubic inches, 4,500 psi, which is very high pressure if you know kind of what PSIs are. And then, of course, the gun. And then there's the paintballs. And again, what's paintball without paintballs? Obviously very important. So that's basically all the equipment used when playing. Alright, so the equipment used is used for various purposes. However, the main focus is on keeping the player safe. While the different gear provides safety, it also helps enhance the experience of the player, whether it be allowing the player to shoot faster, stay in longer, or take out a little bit of the sting. Each piece of equipment has an important part in the game. Thank you guys, and I appreciate your time.
Scores, Dad.
Of course, man.
Nice and slow on Danny.